So begins A South Downs Tale. Pauline Rutter, 2024. A restorative landscape poem inspired by walking the South Downs, by living in the Anthropocene, and by the Poly-Olbion Michael Drayton, 1563 to 1631. So begins A South Downs Tale. I lay with ease from the east to the west coast. So begins the South Downs with her tale. Stretched out my body from Beachy Head to Harting, curved my geological vertebrae into rounded chalk down hills, never more raised than a gentle 800 feet or so, and always with the admiring English Channel winking at my back. But this is not the start of all I have to tell. As first I rested deep beneath the water, silently gathering to me the tiny bodies of plankton creatures, bones in their billions, ghostly white and drifting to the sea floor, until, eased from my land under the waves by the sweet tectonic dance that Africa taught to Europe, and as they drew inch by inch together, so I rose up. And what of that I left behind? Perhaps a supernatural realm of everlasting beauty and of joy, a Tir Nanog of Irish tales, where the Mamiwata and the Watramama African spirits drifted in with currents from the shackled transatlantic deep. What have I seen since leaving the warming shallows of that tropical sea some 100 million years ago, as wind and rain and sun weathered me away to rounded softness, with my reach out across the valley of Rotha to lowland heaths, and on to the greensands and south of Hazelmere, stroking the sandstone, even before the dense stands of pine and cover heather sweetened the southern air. So much I tell you now. Not always were you there, small, upright children of the earth, but this tale is of you arriving northeast of Chichester at Boxgrove, 400,000 years ago, when the bitter ice had warmed a while, and later when my forests of hazel, elm, ash and oak spread out, calling to them all the wilderness of life, and my river valley veins ran clear and fresh and full, the Cuckmere, Ouse, Ada and Arun, ever flowing out to the sea. You too were there, fishing and hunting, crafting and making, mining the flint, quarrying the chalk, collecting abundant nuts, fungi and fruit, here the fish traps, there the trackways, deer parks and ditches, sheep pens and hedges, mill sails set to catch the warming downland breath of winds that turned your grain to flour, sleeping soundly in your earth and wooden bowers, and all the time I healed you with the wondrous wildness of my herbs, and we were friends, and I was happy to share all that was created and renewed. Then came your kings and queens, the power entitled and profit drunk, and with such destructive ways pronouncing all was theirs, bolstering their claims with law, and forts and battlements. Worse still, unsatisfied with this brutal subjugation, they sought to roam, expand, advance, invade, and to that end rampaged across my harmonious forests, stealing away 1 million of my oldest oaks, my supplest yews, and then some more, and how I wept! For each and every one ripped up, burnt down, felled year on year, and how my rivers called out protest, so your Poly-Olbion recalls, pleading for the tracts, the rivers, the mountains, the forest, and all, then as now. Could we say they suppose that any would us cherish, which suffer every day the holiest things to perish, or to our daily want to minister supply? These Huron times breed none that mind of posterity. 'Tis but in vain to tell what we before have been, or changes of the world that we in time have seen, when not devising how to spend our wealth with waste, we to the savage swine let fall our larding mast. But now, alas, ourselves we have not to sustain, nor can our tops suffice to shield our roots from rain. Jove's oak, the warlike ash, veined elm, the softer beech, short hazel, maple plain, light asp at the bending witch, tough holly and smooth birch must all together burn. What should the builder serve? Supplies the forger's turn. When under public good, base private gain takes hold. And Ada coming on to Shoreham softly said, the downs did very ill, poor woods so too debase. Struggle is as struggle was, and I lay ragged, a wrecked landscape, too much bleak, and so depressed, marvelled at, though not beautiful in my original eyes. And you have warred yourselves to bitterness, and ploughed and sprayed my slopes, so my continuous living landscape that teemed with life, meadow brown and small blue butterflies, bees and birds and beetles with every plant they need, oh such species rich terrain, now broken into tiny desperate islands, and not so long ago. Were you there, these 80 years gone by, when 97, yes, 97% of this, as sometimes United Kingdom's flower-rich grasslands were wasted? Do you recall how we coexisted once, how no great harms were done by your lighter tread across my welcoming open space? Is it only ever the wretched of the earth and their true friends, the rangers, or those with nature's wisdom, who see this full injustice and seek to make amends, and tell my tale so you all might wish and will the restoration of my beautiful tapestry? Be still, draw near, I call to you, revive, restore, relive, rewild, renurture nature here and in every place. So soothe our tattered nerves, repair our trampled hearts, a bridge to peace and freedom that all of life can live.